money instead of name.
To share his brutally honest advice to become a sales machine.
I would have preferred if this was masked out, but it's fine. I'm not gonna give a sin for that.
Chris and I have a combined 50 years of
Business font cliche. Also, the 50 years would have been completely fine if he used a different font and if it was in the middle, and business experience is not needed. Then again, I might be biased because I like simplicity.
business experience, and we've sold to some of the biggest companies in the world.
I gotta give it to the editor. He used 8 lines for each contract as 8 steps because the video is named 8 steps. And for that, I'm gonna take a sin away.
There isn't a thing we don't know about sales. Here are the 8 brutally honest steps that will get you more sales
Watch till the end of the video to find out the steps cliche.
than you can ever imagine.
Chris, what are we going to learn today?
Number one, say what you think.
The background is very distracting.
Tension and resistance that builds up in us. And we think the stress comes from saying it. Or what I've learned in my life is
The quote itself is very good, but the design needs a bit of work. The margins are a bit messed up, font needs to change, colors is fine, just the size and the font itself.
what people want. That's a silly way to do it because I would rather ask than guess and be wrong. So say what you think. So when you're
Again, very good tip, just very bad design.
By asking awkward questions, you think they're awkward, but they will actually save you a lot of pain later if you actually understand how the other person thinks.
So what you think, say it. Connect
Right.
these two things.
Alex Hormozy whiteboard cliche.
Do what she needs
Yeah.
to have a good life. So
Number two,
If I had $1 for each time editors use this exact riser, I would be a multi-millionaire right now. I'm still not gonna let go of this background.
you desire some future state. You have a desired future state, and then you have your current state.
Sales simplified.
Ask better questions. Number three,
Another riser. I'm just gonna give it 8 more cents.
I'm sorry, this is a bad brain, but you have to really
it
think.
does look like my brain. To be honest, my brain.
I'm glad Simon pointed it out, but that's definitely not brain.
They're not saying in what they're saying. So if you ask your wife,
Okay, I get that Simon's British, but still, it's analyzed with a Z.
say take notes and let people know, I'm not looking at you because I think what you say matter and I don't want to miss anything.
Either the editor's not getting paid enough or he was high while editing this video.
Here's the good news for most of you. Listening is one of the most natural things you can do. It requires almost no skill that you have to develop.
I was with him until he said it doesn't require any skill. Tell that to any woman.
Is your superpower.
If you want to increase,
Just for that riser, I'm gonna give 100 cents. Editor forgot how drop shadow works.
it's like Chris Do is emphasizing, perception is everything, and the right domain name instantly elevates how your brand is seen.
Would have been easier to read if this was black instead of white.
Big names like Mr. Beast, Rihanna, and Ronaldo only works with the link below.
Number four, never just.
Another riser.
And I pick up on that. You're signaling to the other person, I'm inexperienced.
I might as well give 1,000 more cents since it's not gonna change it later on in the video.
We arrive in a business relationship as equals. There are things that you do to cede higher ground, and justifying is one of them. So never justify. Just say what you believe and stop. Even if you don't believe it, just stop and see what happens.
Relationship advice.
Justice, I think of like the scales of justice, like it's all balanced, right? And so they say, well, there's a big price and they need to know this other thing
Leverage advice.
to justify. I don't want to justify. Number 5 is how to handle.
I really want to give another sin to this riser, but I'm not. Actually, one more sin.
And if you're not familiar with sales, you might be thinking to yourself, what is an objection? Objection is a question as to
Editor forgot how to spell definitive.
pick us would be to do something atypical. The challenge here is when you hire firms that have done all this work, what you'll get is one of the things they've already done before that they're likely to do again for one of the competitors. If you want that, you should hire them because that's a safe route. To pick us would be to do something atypical. So yeah, you're absolutely right. We're not typical at all, but we're not going to give you
Gotta love an underdog story.
its equivalent. And the more we're willing to pay above the cheaper alternative is how strong the brand is.
That's actually true. That's why we have a quote that says, people follow people.
Reputation around you, you're going to have to compete on other things. But if you have
That's why everyone is starting to do personal brands. Even the top people in businesses like Simon, Mangaji, Alex Hormozy, they're all doubling down on personal brands, which at Dominant Media will help people to do the same thing. For more information, click the link below.
Yeah.
a small company, essentially puts this on a t-shirt.
Definitely not a small company.
Every dollar you spend is a vote for the world that you want.
Actually, the real quote says, every time you spend money, you're casting a vote for the kind of world you want.
We can build trust at scale by developing and harnessing our brands.
This reminds me of Google's 7 to 11 to 4 rule to build in trust and loyalty with your audience. Basically, your audience needs at least 7 hours of engaging with your content, like videos, vlogs, posts, or even webinars, 11 interactions, and 4 different locations, whether website, social platform, email, or any other platform.
With a little b, the kind of brand I'm talking about is brand with
This is taking 90% of the screen.
right? So in your local community, people know you. Your coworkers, they know you. You have a brand. You're the person who shows them all the time. You're always optimistic about work. That's a good brand, small b, to have.
Hiding a back call with a different angle cliche.
Develop this at massive scale. Number 7 is the big one to be.
If I hear this riser one more time, which I know I will on the next step, I'm gonna add another 1,000 sins.
And the last thing is we're going to summarize.
Acronyms.
Act as a fiduciary if possible, and help them make the best decision for them despite it not being good for you.
A lot of people nowadays only do sales just to make more money, which is understandable, but I like his way of thinking. To serve and less to sell, I guess.
I'm grateful for you all to be here. I'm grateful that we have the space and that today's a beautiful day and that we're going to have great food later.
Gratefulness.
Mindset and believe it.
Natural born seller. I didn't think I was an.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
To harm ourselves ultimately. So that was my journey into learning how to ask for the sale, how to have conversations.
Personal story.
Yeah.
To have a good life, say.
Number 2, I'm sorry, this is a bad brain, but you have to like really think.
It does look like my brain, to be honest. My brain. With the link below.
Number 4, never just.
Yeah.
The small company is at massive scale. Number 7 is was crass to be able to ask people what they want. Like in your relationship with your